I tried to ride today. It was super muddy, actually just so sticky that I couldn't go anywhere, so I'm doing a review. Let's get into the dirty details. This is a review of the Trek Remedy 9.8 2019. I've been riding this bike for about 6 months now. All right, let's dive into it. It's my first carbon bike, and yeah, the frame has been amazing. No issues there. Suspension next. It's the 160mm Lyric RCT3 on the front, 150mm travel on the back with the reactive with the through shaft from Trek. Absolutely no issues with those. They've been amazing. I've been smashing rock gardens and hitting big jumps as well, and yeah, they're great. The one thing I would change with the suspension is on the front I would run the RC2 fork instead of the RCT3 so that I can get high speed and low speed compression adjustments. On the RCT3 it comes with a open pedal and firm setting. Who really uses those, honestly? All I care about is going downhill fast, so yeah, the RC2 would be much better for me. One thing I would like to try is bumping up the travel on the front fork to 170. A difference between the new Lyric and some of the older models, it's very soft off the top. It's actually so soft that it feels like the front end is a bit lower than on my previous Remedies. So what I've done to compensate for that is I've run some higher rise 38mm rise bars from Deity. They are the Deity Cam Zinc Pro Model bars. In the front fork I'm running a couple tokens in it. It's so soft off the top that I don't need to have a lot of progression to have a soft top and a firm bottom. The feedback coming up to the handlebars is almost nothing. You can plow through anything, and positives and negatives to that new system. I've also decided to run a shorter stem on it. It's a 40mm, it comes with a 50mm. This is just to make it more playful, more fun to ride. Okay, onto the wheels. The rims are carbon. It's my first carbon rim experience. So far, nothing bad has happened. I am running a tire insert, the Flat Tire Defender, with G4 downhill tires. That combo is sick. There's so much support in the corners, and I feel like I can blast through anything and there's not a ding on the rim. The ability of these tires to shed mud is very impressive. I've never had buildup. Even as you can see, I've been riding in ridiculously muddy conditions and the tires are still clean. I highly recommend that combo. The bike comes stock with 2.6-inch tires, and I am really not into the plus size thing. You look at some World Cup downhill racers, for example, they're still running 2.35s. Loic Bruni won Mont Saint Anne on 2.3s last year. Stick to the regular size tires, faster, more support in the berms. I'm also running mud guards front and back. So I'm running the Bontrager line pedals. Honestly, I'm not super impressed with those. I don't like the shape. They're offset a little bit too much for me. It puts a lot of pressure on the middle of your foot. I'm more into a slimmer, less offset pedal. I mean, I've been running these for 2 years, so they last well. But just now, just on this ride, they started to develop some play and a gritty feeling, so I think it's time to replace those. Drivetrain is the GX Eagle drivetrain. No issues, just keep the chain clean and lubricated and you're good to go. Brakes. So they are the SRAM guide brakes. I've never been lacking for power. They've been holding up great. I would like to try out the codes on this bike just because it is my downhill shredder. And there have been a couple times on the longer descents where the guides have really pumped up. Yeah, I'm just curious. I'd like to try the codes. Geometry is pretty, you know, it's longer, lower, and slacker than it has been in the past, but it's not at the head of the curve. I've never ridden a bike that is super long and super slack, and I'm very curious. I'd like to try one. It's a very playful geometry, so if you're looking for that, go for this one. It's not the longest, slackest bike out there, so if you want something that just hammers fast in a straight line, I might go with something else. But for an all-arounder that you can whip around, it's a great bike. I am running a chainstay protector made out of road bike handlebar wrap. Lever angle is pretty flat. I find that really helps on the downhills, keeping me from getting pumped. And when you're not going downhill, it's just a comfortable position to rest at. I'm running Sensus grips. The grips that came on it, I wasn't super impressed with them. These grips feel amazing. They lock on to the handlebar on both sides of the grip, so they do not slip. This is how a bike is supposed to look. I'm gonna finish this ride and go clean this bike. There are a couple things I need to overhaul, and yeah, it's gonna be spotless when I'm done with it. See you later.